Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Wednesday, the 12th of June 2019. So yesterday, this is the headline. The Dow tumbles at open, erases overnight gains as Trump heralds good day in stocks. Well, yes. Right, let's move on a bit here and let's have a look at what happened in the Dow yesterday. As I say, this is really the main focus at the moment, overall markets. And this is in the pre-market session, and here you can see the market going through the 200 bar moving average. This is around 8 a.m. by the way, and then down to the DP level. And as I've said many times in the alert lately, just watch what happens when we get down to the 200 bar moving average in there. You can see that this is the trigger point for that pattern that we've seen of late, where the market then just rallies back off the lows in the pre-market session and moves up a couple of 100 points on average. At the moment we're just up 50 points. And there's 100 coming up with the red line, and then we see prices start to fade. So we've got 100 points up in the pre-market session, and then of course we then get the a fight and the battle, except this time the short side wins, which we see here. So we know we've got some weakness coming into the market now, and you'll see this with the selling here, and look at it traded down to right down to the 200 bar moving average. So this becomes vulnerable, also a support area as well. See profit taking as the market moved down. You can see them buying back to try and bring the market back to the upside, and then the battle continues, the sideways move that we have seen. Then we hit the 200 bar moving average, we come through, and then we see them buying back again. Also, this bar is very important because the range of the previous bar is greater, but the volume is less. So this again indicates in this bar, where it is far greater, that they are buying back. The problem is we don't get the follow through back to the upside. And this bar here is also very important as well, because it's come off the highs, and the volume, as you can see here, is also higher than the previous bar as well. So it's attempting to move higher. It's hitting the R1 area, and it's running out of steam there. It tries to move up, the volume is less, and then all of a sudden the market starts to move lower. And again, you see them trying to buy back at the 200 bar moving average. This time the volume is a lot less, and then we go through and we try to buy back here. You can see the increase in volume here at the DP level. You'll always see this around these areas, and then this is where it gets really interesting. This is something I spoke about in the market alert last week and the week before. If you want to go short where the market does this. It comes back to hit its head against the 200 bar moving average and then go short. And here you'll see the short trade on, and then moving through the trade, leaving the stops at break even, and then just trailing down until eventually the market turns around and moves back to the upside. You'll see there. So here we've got 93 points profit on the table to cover the initial loss on the first trade as well. And then the market comes back for a 62 profit if you trail, or if you take the 100 points or just under 100 points that was available on the table there. So the Dow, true to form, had its run up in the morning, and then failed miserably to hold it on the during the rest of the trading session. So let's just move things around a bit here. Let's have a look, see what's happening overnight, and also the daily chart. So overnight the market's still below the 200 bar moving average, and we've got a bit of selling going on here at the moment. We're trying to buy back, as we can see with the volume in the test bar there. And in the daily chart, the market trading up that 100 points in the pre-market session to the 76% retracement, failing and then moving back. Close below the 50 bar moving average would be useful, as would be the 25,956 for the downside in this market. News: Super Mario's out today, speaking at 9:15. This is likely to boost the overnight Dow futures. And then the US, they've got CPI month on month and core CPI as well. In the pound for yesterday, not a lot. The Downing Street circus is still going on with regards to electing the next clown, and so the market's not really doing a lot there at the moment. Yesterday in the intraday session, you see the markets coming off, lots of green buying there. You can see this retracement. They got above the 200 bar moving average, drove through, and then came back and had a look at it and sat on it. You see them buying back here, they can see them testing here, and then they managed to get prices back above. And overnight, the market is currently above the 200 bar moving average and the DP, so on the buy side there at the moment for this market. Meanwhile, in Bitcoin, very quiet yesterday, an inside bar for the trading session. There you can see the high and the low were inside the previous bar's range. In the 4 hour, the market has managed to crawl back above that 200 bar moving average once more, which is interesting. Let's see if it can hold at this level. And in the 15-minute chart, very quiet until the market then sailed through the 200 bar moving average. And again, you can see how when it returns, how it bangs its head against this level and then moves lower until it finds some buying coming into the market and then drives back. And that's what we've seen here overnight. Again, you see exactly the same thing. It's come through and gone back through to the upside there for this market. And implied volatility should be slightly higher than 1390 from the previous day. If it will update, 1385, so just slightly lower there. But not by a lot. Deutsche Bank managing to hold at the moment, up 131 yesterday, back above the $7 actually, 692 for the low. Week's low is 661, and the yield curve remains inverted across to the 20-year yield. So everything's still intact as far as this one is concerned. Just get rid of a few things here. There you go. You can see we're still inverted on the yield curve there, certainly on the 3 and the 10 year. So that's it for this one. Keep an eye on the pre-market with the Dow, with Super Mario speaking, and we'll see what happens. But there's a definite pattern there of moving the market up quite smoothly in the pre-market session, but a bit of a struggle in the main event at the moment, where there's a battle between the long and shorts. So maybe they're just ramping the market up so they can bring it down I wouldn't say in a controlled way, but it gives them something to take back, as it were, as opposed to the session opening and from the previous day's close and then selling off. So it's like it's a bit like the interest rates, really. They've been bringing them up, knowing full well they're going to actually have to drop these going forward. So we'll see. Okay, that will do for this one. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.